E3 2019 brought some banger games to the table, and I'm here to tell you my top 5 JRPGs coming out of E3 2019. Alright, starting off at number 5, we're talking about Ni no Kuni Wrath of the White Witch Remaster. Alright, so Ni no Kuni is a huge JRPG that people have liked ever since its release. I myself have never played it, and I was looking to play the first entry in the series, Wrath of the White Witch, but with the announcement of the remaster, it couldn't come at a better time for me to sink my teeth deep into this game. So the game is huge because it has these great hand animated cutscenes, and then also just the huge world in it and just the great storytelling about the game. The game is kind of like a mix of the Tales of games where it's got this open world, but you go in and you fight certain bosses. It really reminds me a lot of things like Tales of Vesperia, which I recently played. But it also has like this Pokemon aspect where you have these monsters and you level up with them, but you actually fight with the monsters that you know cast out and things like that. So I haven't played the game much, and I know that some people are probably gonna freaking hound me on my description of Ni no Kuni Wrath of the White Witch, but like I said, I haven't played it, but I am looking forward to the remaster release. It's coming out on 4K 30 FPS for PS4 Pro users, as well as 720 30 FPS for Switch. So it's set to release September 20th, 2019 on the PS4 and Switch. Alright, moving on to number 4, we are talking about Trials of Mana. Trials of Mana is a remake of the third game in the famous Mana series known as Seiken Densetsu 3. I probably butchered the hell out of that name, so please give me a pass on that. But the game has a large hype around it since we never got the original game in the West. The last game that got a remake in the Mana series was The Secret of Mana, and although it wasn't what longtime fans were exactly hoping for, we hope that they plan to capitalize off of the mistakes they have made so that Trials of Mana is just that much better. The story is based around 6 characters and allows you to choose a party of 3 and experience different stories as you select different characters. Not sure on the release date yet, but we do know it will be coming to the Switch. Also, you can pick up the original collection now, released on Switch, as the Collection of Mana, which has all 3 games of the Mana series. Alright, at number 3, we're talking about a personal favorite, Dragon Ball Z Kakarot. Alright, so let's talk about this game. From what I've seen and what we've talked about with other people is that the game doesn't look to go much further than the Frieza saga, although we don't know much. That could just be early footage. But this game looks to fully immerse you in the life of Goku. I am super excited to see everything. I mean, this game looks dope as hell. And from what I've heard when they did the interview, I watched the IGN interview with the director and the producer and all that. They look to, not make this a fully open world game, but to make it to where you unlock parts of the game as you go on through, so you stick as diligently to the story of Goku as possible. I mean, this game looks awesome, guys. I want to get my hands on it as soon as possible. The only problem I have with it, though, is, I mean, if it's not going past the Frieza saga, like my homeboy said, there's only so many times you can fight Raditz in your life before you get tired of it. You feel me? But from what I've seen, the game looks awesome. You can fish with your tail in this game, guys. I mean, how much further can it get? The lore in this game looks to be huge. I mean, anybody who's a Dragon Ball Z fan or a fan of Goku is going to love this game from what I've seen so far. So, without saying any more, the game looks to come out around early 2020. So, definitely looking forward to this game when it comes out. Alright guys, if you've had your brains turned off for the past couple of minutes, it's time to turn them on because we're getting into number 2. We're talking about Tales of Arise. Okay, so Tales of Arise is one of the games that made me the happiest when I heard the announcement at E3. I was driving in my car when I was listening to the Microsoft press conference, and I happened to look down and see this amazing cinematic, and I was like, yo, that looks dope. It looks like a JRPG, and it looks like I would like it. And all of a sudden, boom, right on the screen, Tales of Arise. And I mean, I even have live footage of me reacting to it. Here it is right here.
World premiere.
Yeah, I was pretty hyped. So the Tales series has ups and downs, and the new entry looks to take it in a different direction, with this being like the first of the new generation's Tales of games to come that we've finally gotten. It's using Unreal Engine 4, so the graphics in this game, from what we've seen, it just looks amazing. The gameplay looks to take a more open world fighting rather than the former Tales games where it had like that arena enclosed battles. We know there's two main protagonists, a male and a female, coming from different worlds, and the two worlds that we know of in the game are Donna and Reyna, and it kind of looks to see like one's taking over the other, which is kind of what they said, is that one's taking over the other, and these people are looking to kind of break free from that. The producer is former God Eater producer Yasuki Tamizawa. God Eater is not known to be great storytelling wise, but it is known to be great gameplay wise. I just recently beat God Eater 3, and just looking at that, the God Eater series really has taken the gameplay to the next level as far as, you know, big boss fights constantly and keeping the player entertained gameplay wise. So hopefully the other people that are said to be working on this game really bring in that character development that we all know and love with the Tales of series into it, along with Tamizawa's known gameplay mechanics. The game doesn't have a release date yet, but we do know that it's coming in 2020. Alright, and coming in at number 1, I'm pretty sure everybody who's watching this that knows a little bit or anything about E3 knows that my number 1 is Final Fantasy VII Remake. Okay, so Final Fantasy VII Remake is without a doubt one of the biggest anticipated games at E3 2019, and the game is bringing the famous 3D animations that Square Enix is known for with the classic story of Final Fantasy VII. The game is bringing 3D battles to Final Fantasy VII, which appeals to me greatly because I'm not a fan of turn-based battles. Scorn me for it, please hate me if you want to, but I'm just one of those people, I can't do turn-based battles, it's too slow. I grew up on Pokemon, and that was the only turn-based battle game that I ever really played, so not a big fan of it. The fighting looks to be fluid and brings several mechanics that Final Fantasy VII players will instantly recognize, and the gameplay also allows you to switch between characters as you're in battles. That's pretty much all I really know about gameplay. If you really want to go in more depth, just look up a couple other videos because there's so much in-depth things about the game that you can really see in the gameplay, the fighting mechanics, and other things like that. The game is not an exact copy of the original Final Fantasy VII, but tells the story through a different light to accommodate for the sheer size of the game, which is another thing about the game. It's said to be released on 2 Blu-ray discs. Do you know how big Blu-ray disc storage are? Is pretty big. The last game we got to have 2 discs was Red Dead Redemption 2, so look to be on the same size this game as Red Dead Redemption 2. Now personally, I never played Final Fantasy VII, and it being turn-based was a big turn-off when I was trying to get into it, so this remake is just a thing I'm looking for so I can dip my toes into the series. So definitely Final Fantasy VII is already on my list. I plan to play it as soon as it comes out, which it is being released March 3rd, 2020, so look out for that. Alright, so that is my top 5 JRPGs coming out of E3 2019. I want y'all to remember that this is my list, so if y'all disagree with anything, please leave a comment and I'll make sure to not read it. But let me know what y'all are looking forward to this year. I am looking forward to a lot more games besides these, but these are just top 5 JRPGs that I thought were worth mentioning coming out of E3. Alright guys, that is all from me. Please remember to leave a like on the video if you enjoyed it. It helps me out a lot. And if you're enjoying the content, please consider hitting the subscribe button to keep up with all my videos. And if you really like me a lot, hit the notification bell just so you get a notification whenever I upload videos. Saying that, that is all from me, Matt the Gym Rat. Please remember that lifting and gaming is life, and I will see y'all in the next video.